Good morning, students of class 9th. Today I am going to teach you English literature poem A Legend of the Northland. Okay, this poem narrates the legend of an old lady who angered Saint Peter because of her greed. About the poet, Phoebe Carey was an American poet. She was born on 4th September 1824 in Mount Healthy, Ohio. Yani Phoebe Carey was an American poetess. She was born on 4th September 1824 in Mount Healthy, Ohio. Okay, she was the youngest sister of Alice Carey, who was considered coincidentally also a poet. The sister co-published poems in 1849 and later separately. Both the sisters died in 1871. After their death, joint apologies of their sister unpublished poems were complete. Okay, poem of faith, poem and paradise, hope and love, etc. are some of Phoebe Carey's work. Phoebe Carey died on 31 July 1871. Okay. About the poem, A Legend of Northland is a ballad. A ballad is a poem with short stanzas which tells a popular story. In this poem, there is a selfish woman who does not want to give even a little food to a faint and hungry saint, who in anger curses her to become a woodpecker. Does the turn into one or what happened to her? Let's read. Okay. Yani away in the northland, where the hours of the day are few and the nights are so long in winter that they cannot sleep them through. Okay. Yani in this stanza, poet says, in the region around the North Pole, Northland, the duration of the day is very less because its position is such that the sun's rays reach for a very less time. Okay, when this area is experiencing winter season, the duration of night is very long, and the daytime hours are very less. Okay, yani and the daytime hours are very less. In line 4, they refer to the people who live in this region. The poet says that the duration of the night time is so long that the people cannot sleep them through. If they too go to bed, take a few hours of sleep and then they wake up, it is still night time. He wants to emphasize. Okay. Emphasize on the facts that the duration of the night is very long. Okay. Stanza second, where they harness the swift reindeer to the sledges when it snows, and the children look like bears cubs in their funny furry clothes. Okay. Any second, in this stanza, poetess says, where they harness, yani sledges, a vehicle of runners for conveying loads or passengers over snow of ice. Okay, snow or ice, often pulled by draught animals. Explanation is, the Northland region experiences severe cold conditions. It is snowy area. Okay, the reindeer is an animal which is found in this polar region. People tie the reindeers to sledges and then the reindeers pull the sledges. He adds that the children look like young ones of a bear because they wear funny looking clothes made of fur, which is like the furry skin of a bear. Okay, next stanza. They tell them a curious story. I don't believe it's true. It is true. And yet you may learn a lesson if I tell the tale to you. Okay. And in line first, they refers to the parents or elders, and them refer to the children, the younger generation. The elders of the Northland region tell a strange and interesting story to the younger generation. The poet says that he doesn't think that the story is true, but if he tells the story to the reader, maybe the reader could learn a lesson from it. The story gives an important message. Okay. Fourth stanza. Once, when the good Saint Peter lived in the world below and walked about it, preaching just as he did, you know. Okay. Yani, the story is about Saint Peter. When Saint Peter used to live in the world and went around giving religious lectures to the people just like all saints do, then an incident happened. Okay. Fifth stanza. He came to the door of a cottage in traveling round the earth, where a little woman was making cakes and baking them on the earth. Hearth. Okay. Yani, when Saint Peter was moving around the world giving religious lecture to the people, he reached the door of a cottage where a small woman was making cakes. She was baking the cakes in the fireplace. Okay. Sixth stanza. And being faint with fasting, for the day was almost done, he asked her from her store of cakes to give him a single one. Okay. As Saint Peter had not eaten anything the entire day, he was very hungry and was feeling weak. So he went to this woman who was baking cakes, and he asked for one cake out of the many cakes that she had baked. Okay, please turn over. So she made a very beautiful cake, but as it baking lay, she looked at it and thought it seemed too large to give away. Okay, the woman was selfish. She did not give cake from her store. Instead, she started making a very small cake for Saint Peter. She did not want to share her things, but when she put the cake for baking, she looked at it and thought that this cake was too big to be given to someone. Okay, eighth stanza. Therefore, she needed another and still smaller one, but it looked, when she turned it over, a large as the first had done. Okay, yani the little miser woman thought that the cake was too big to be given away, so she started making another smaller cake. When she looked at the cake, she again felt that it was as big as the previous one. Again, she was not ready to give his smaller cake to Saint Peter. Okay. Ninth stanza. Then she took then she took a tiny scrap of dough and rolled it flat and baked it thin as a wafer. But she couldn't part with that. Okay. Yani, in third time the third time she took a very small amount of dough and rolled it. The poet says that she rolled and rolled to lay emphasis on the fact that she rolled the dough and made it very thin like a wafer and baked it. But she was so greedy that she couldn't give that thin piece of bread to the saint. Okay, for she said, 10th stanza, for she said, my cakes that seem too small when I eat of them myself are yet too large to give away. So she put them on the shelf. Okay. The woman reasoned that when she ate the cake, she felt that they were very small, but if she had to give them to someone, she felt that they were too big to be given away. She pulled She put all the cakes on the shelf of her kitchen and she did not give any cake to Saint Peter. Okay. 11th stanza. Then good Saint. Then good Saint Peter grew angry, for he was hungry and faint, and surely such a woman was enough to provoke a saint. Okay. Saint Peter became angry. He was very hungry. He was feeling very weak. The selfish woman was not ready to give him even a small cake. This behavior of the greedy woman angered the saint. Okay, stanza 12th stanza. And he said, you are far too selfish to dwell in a human form, to have both food and shelter and fire to keep you warm. Okay. Saint Peter cursed the woman and said that she was very selfish. She did not deserve to live like a human being. He added that God had given her food, shelter, fire to keep warm, but she had become selfish for all resources she had. She did not want to share them with anybody. 13th stanza. Now you shall build as the birds do. Now you shall build as the birds do, and shall get your scantily food by boring and boring and boring all day in the hard dry wood. Okay. Saint Peter cursed the woman that hence she would become a bird because she did not deserve the human form. She shall become a bird, and just like birds build their houses by boring into the wood and collect very little food by working hard the entire day. Okay. Similarly, she would also work hard in the dry wood all day and get little food and make a small place for herself to live in. Okay. 14th stanza. Then up she went through the chimney, never speaking a word, and out of the top flew a woodpecker, for she was changed to a bird. Okay. As soon as Saint Peter cursed the woman, she did not get a chance to speak for herself because that very moment she flew up to the roof through the chimney and flew out in the form of a bird. Saint Peter's curse had converted the woman into a bird. Okay. 15th stanza. She had a scarlet cap on her head, and that was left the same, but all the rest of her clothes were burned black as a coal in the flame. Okay. Yani when the woman turned into a bird, at the time she was wearing a red colored cap on her head. This cap was there on bird's head also, but the woman's remaining clothes had burned and turned black in color just like a coal. Like a coal. Okay. 16th stanza. At and every country schoolboy has seen her in the wood where she lives in the trees till this very day, boring and boring for food. Okay. Any people who live in the countryside Even the small children who go to school seen this kind of birds in the woods. They see that she stays there all the day and keeps on digging the wood with her beak to collect her food. Whenever any child sees this kind of bird, then his elders tell him this story. They say that the bird used to be a woman earlier. She was very greedy and so she was cursed by Saint Peter and turned into a bird. They get they get a teaching that they should not be greedy. Okay. Okay, is that clear? Thank you students. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed my class. Similarly, you have to do all the questions and exercise. All the best.